Glory to Jesus Christ. How's your Lent coming along? Is it a little slower than usual? Less fruitful than expected? One of the reasons that this can be the case is because of a lack of almsgiving. For different people, it might not be the case. But almsgiving is an important component of the Lenten discipline. Our holy tradition, which Catholics, Orthodox, and many Protestants follow, is fasting, praying, and almsgiving. Regarding this, Pope Benedict XVI said that almsgiving is not mere philanthropy. Rather, it's a concrete expression of charity. It's the theological virtue that demands the conversion in our heart to the love of God and neighbor. And this is imitation of Jesus Christ, who dying on the cross gave his entire self for us. And this is what's going to convert the world. You're never going to argue someone into Christianity. You're never going to argue somebody out of the lunacy of modern leftism. You're never going to argue someone out of the rigidity of their reactionary beliefs. You're not going to argue anybody into salvation. But what you can do is you can give alms. You can demonstrate love for them as Christ loved us. And that is done through charity. St. John Chrysostom also spoke about this, and he said that almsgiving, above all else, requires obviously money. No surprises there. But even this shines with a brighter luster when the alms are given from our poverty. And he refers to the widow in the Gospels who put in the 2 mites, and she is poorer than anyone else, but she outdid everyone. This is the kind of love that God asks of us, that we would give everything we have, hold nothing back, give our whole hearts to him. And those who come across our path in need, to be as generous to them as he's been to us, if that's even possible. Along these lines, my friends, I need your help. There are a number of priests in Ukraine whose past heroism deserves the utmost respect, but whose present heroism deserves our alms. During this penitential season, I want to place an opportunity before you to give alms. You have a better investment for the $50 bill in your pocket than to support the work of Christ in this most devastated country in our world today. Can you think of a better investment of $50? Use that $50 to build up Christ's kingdom on earth. Pastors of souls are often the last ones to receive care. And based upon my most recent trip to Ukraine in 2023, I want to share with you the heroism of some very holy and courageous priests. They need your support so that they can give it to the thousands, yes, the thousands who depend upon them. These priests stayed in Ukraine. That in and of itself is heroic. Many have left for various reasons, and these priests, many of them could have left, but they chose to stay. 4 of them were Catholic priests living in Russian occupation whose lands have since been liberated. And the first priest actually went blind from the extreme mental stress of his situation. Such were the demands upon him for the care of his flock. This can actually happen. Look it up online. It's a medical condition that the body releases a type of hormone, I think, to deal with the stress. And the result of it is that if it's extreme, it can actually lead to blindness, as it did in the case of this priest. The second priest, again, also lived under Russian occupation for a year. When his bishop finally saw him after a year, he didn't recognize the guy. You see, this young priest aged 20 years in 1 year. Such was the work of that pastor of souls and the stress that he lived under. A third priest is in his early 30s, and he was living under a similar situation. And through the stress of it, his hair turned entirely gray within a few weeks. A fourth Ukrainian Catholic priest was seen walking back into Russian-occupied territory and asked why he would do that when his wife and newborn child, as you know, Ukrainian Catholic priests can be married, Why would he walk back into Russian-occupied territory when his wife and newborn child were now safely in the liberated zone? And he replied, listen to this, because my flock needs their shepherd. The fifth priest I wish to highlight has given all of his waking time to the many orphans and displaced people who've arrived from eastern Ukraine and western Ukraine near the Polish border, despite him having a wife and children of his own who need their dad. Now, friends, it's so easy to criticize the failings of our bishops and our priests, and it's not hard to find bad stories about priests who've abused their spiritual authority. But what about these good priests? It's so easy just to say, yeah, they're doing what they're supposed to do, and just be silent and let them continue doing the hard work. But with technology today, it's now easy to boost the morale of the good guys. They're human. They can get tired. They can be despondent and depressed. They can want to give up. Look at St. John Vianney, who just wanted to leave his village. They're human. They need support. They need assurance that, yes, we see the good you're doing. We love you. You are a model of Christ in a world that's forgotten him. So, my friends, don't be just passive observers. Be the one to help me help these helpers. Be the one to help me help the helpers. These priests I trust and know. And your gift will not only help them, it will help those who depend upon them. What do you do with the $50 in your pocket? Buy pizza or build up Christ's kingdom? At the end of this, look in the comments section and I'll put a link to where you can make any donations. Everything will go there in the next 48 hours. I will send that over to these good heroic priests. I ask that you not put off to tomorrow the good you can do today. All donations will come through my parish here in Carnegie, and every red cent of it will go to them. So help me God.